Hi, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be installing a hydraulic steering cylinder on the front axle of our Dodge truck pickup project. I figured since the amount of lift we're adding, just be a lot easier to convert it over to hydraulic steering and eliminate a lot of the linkages. So here we go. So this is the kit we went with, full hydraulic steering system. Steer cylinder, orbital valve, steering box, tie rod connectors, basically everything. Tie rod ends, clevises to attach to the hydraulic cylinder. So yeah, so we'll get to installing this and see how it goes. So we are trying to fit a orbital valve and a complete hydraulic steering system down inside where the rack and pinion was, because this will no longer need a rack and pinion. So we're going to try and fit this and that right down in here. So hopefully we won't have to be modifying hardly anything to make the stock steering shaft go right back into place. Oh. So we got the complete kit from Big Shocks, and came with everything minus the bolts. So we're gonna trim this plate up a little bit, try and fit it right nice and tight into the corner so it's not in the way of the motor mount, and probably have to do a couple little takes with the grinder, but see what we can do. see how the first attempt fits. Looks like we got to notch another ½ inch or so. Take two. I just got a notch. Oh well. A little bit, like a little hump in that corner. Round that off a little bit. Round that off. Gotta be getting close. Snip a little more off that.
The closest to me.
Very end there. Maybe round a little bit over here. Pretty good. Go ahead and pull it out of here and I'll finish welding it solid so we don't melt any seals or anything. Seems like a pretty nice kit from Big Shocks. We got it from Big Shocks, complete kit. Steering cylinder, orbital valve, mounting, everything, mounting hardware. Wanted to make sure all this gets lined up and clearance before we send the body out for paint. So that's what we're trying to get This is one of the last things we have to finish up before the body heads out, so that's what we're doing, and looks like it's gonna fit good. These are the coilover mounts we'll be using from Ballistic Fab. Seem like very nice components. I don't think that'll be a clearance issue at all. No. Got plenty of room. Three-quarter. So what we're going to have to do is machine this out to 3/4 to fit this, and then we'll have to machine a flat to accept the bolt here. And we, at that point, could put this together and use the stock Heim joint, or U-joint. Use the stock U-joint to the existing steering column. So that'll be the next step, is machining this out and machining a flat on this side. So this is the original steering column adapter. We had to open that up to accept the steering box. So we opened this up to, came out to 758 thousandths, which is not as tight of a fit as I wanted, but with the bolt in there, it'll clamp it pretty tight. Pretty snug fit. Would have liked to gotten a little bit tighter. And then, as you can see, had to notch for the bolt. So this is the 3/8 bolt. 3/8 bolt that goes in there. And that'll clamp it down nice and tight. And then basically all I did with cutting in the 3/8 slot was just used a 3/8 ball end mill and just cut it down 100 thousandths into the shaft. And basically I just measured that from measuring with the shaft in there, and then figuring out the depth of the difference of the depth to figure out that it was basically 100 thousandths clearance. 100 thousandths cut would give us just the right amount of clearance to make everything fit nice. So now all that's done, now we just have to finish mounting the steer cylinder and finishing up the tie rods. So here's the mount we made to install the hydraulic steering cylinder to. Had to bump it out enough for the cylinder to clear the diff cover. And we put it just far enough over to clear everything without interfering with the diff cover in case we had to access it. So it is a little bit offset. It is a little bit offset, but it's what we came up with. Now we are going to ream these knuckles out. So it's a tapered hole right now, and we have to open it up to a straight bore 3/4 inch to accept the Heim joint. So that's what we'll be doing now. Nice snug fit. So now we will work on fitting up the ends, welding up the time joints to the rods, and cutting the tube to the right length. That'll be the next step. Just putting the clevises, bolting the clevises and rods together now. Just bolting the clevis pieces onto the steering cylinder. Just loosening these up a little bit, so gives us a little bit of adjustment either way. When we do align it, well, this is not DOM tubing, so we have to grind that little weld out so we can fit our fittings in there. Pretty good fit. Looks like that's going to work for a good length. So now we'll go and weld it up and bolt it in place. looks like that's going to work for this side. So now we'll measure up the other side and fab that side up. So we're just going to go ahead and weld up the ends, and we'll test fit it one more time. So there it is with the linkages installed, all mounted up, welded up. So now we're going to tear it down and get it back underneath the chassis and start mounting some linkage brackets for the 4-link. Will be the next step. Well, that'll end this video. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, thanks for watching.